Hi and hello everyone. Welcome to my channel and welcome back. For all of my returning viewers and subscribers, I love you, I missed you. I know it's been a minute, but life has been lifing, and just like in my last video, I was going to share with you guys, just give you basically an update, right? This is going to be a part of my Thriving in Your Single Season playlist. For those of you who are returning subscribers, welcome back, of course. And for those of you who are new, my name is Nima, and this is Here is Nima. Gotta give my intro, right? Where we talk about all things fashion, beauty, lifestyle, feminine essence, feminine energy, self-love, and development. And also, a part of that includes Thriving in Your Single Season, which is one of my favorite kind of series that I have here on my channel. And I actually think it's my only series, Thriving in Your Single Season, which is just basically me taking you guys along on my journey in my own personal single season in my life currently, what I'm doing to just make myself better, what I'm doing to just enhance my life and thrive essentially in my single season. And I also am referring to thriving in my single season meaning the time before I am married. So basically, if you are, like me, in the sense of, you have been through some things, you've dated, you've been in relationships. For me, I am past the point now of like committing to someone or kind of like being in a relationship. And I put up quotes because it's like, I'm just past that point of like being with somebody for a year plus and then things not working out, and then being with somebody else for, same time frame, maybe even longer, and then things not working out. And then, I am just going ahead and saying I am single. I am single until I'm married, because the truth is, that is the truth. You are single till you're married. You see a lot of people that are out here, they're dating, they're in relationships for, 5 years, 7 years, and then things don't work out. 2 years, 3 years, things don't work out. And the thing is like the years keep rolling by. We're all getting older, right? I am just kind of past that. I'm at a point where the only time and the only person that I would be able to officially claim and kind of just say like, okay, I'm completely off the market, is the man who's ready to make me his wife. And until that happens, like, I am single on my taxes. I am single on all of my paperwork. I am single to the world. So, and that doesn't mean that, go out here and be reckless. It means be smart, and it means, holding yourself up to a higher standard, and not committing to men who are not sure if they really want you, in the way that you want to be wanted. And that just is across the board. Like, if you can't get the level of commitment that you want from somebody, waiting around and seeing if, after a year they change their mind, or 2 years or 3 years they change their mind, waiting around for a man to give you the kind of commitment that you want. That's just not how I want to live my life. So yeah, that's just a synopsis of my whole thriving in my single season kind of journey here. And it is a journey, and I'll have you know, I am not shy about expressing this. Obviously, if I was, I wouldn't be making a whole YouTube video expressing myself on this topic. But I say this all the time. I've said this in other videos. But today, I really want to kind of talk about something that I realized I was, struggling with. And I even talked about it on camera. I have since deleted that video because, as you can see from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about staying positive during your single season. And I know for me, like, I have been, going through my single season where there's just been so many ups and downs and just constant, different situations that I've had kind of come into play. And there have been great moments, there have been happy times, there have been fun times, plenty of them. Like, I'm thoroughly like committed to just thriving in my single season in every way, learning from all of my dating experiences and continuing to just grow and learn and move forward and all of that great stuff, beautiful stuff. However, there is also the negatives, right? Like, just feeling like, you keep on going through the same things all over and over again and you're not getting the outcome that you want. Or, I know for me, like, I always say, like, I thought I would be in a different place at this point in my life. And I definitely have been going through, I would say, like, this entire year, and even before then, probably, just a feeling of like not, like, just kind of almost grieving what I envisioned for myself, like the future that I wanted for myself when I, several years ago when I thought, okay, what would I be doing at this age? I had goals. I had, a vision for kind of how I saw my life, especially in the relationship department, right? As so many of us do. And, my current life, even still now, it doesn't reflect what I always kind of thought for myself or saw for myself. And, that was hard. It was a hard pill to swallow. It's still, well, at this point, I think I've gotten to a place where I fully have accepted where I am at in my life. I've accepted that, my future may not look exactly the way that I have always envisioned, as I get closer and closer to my 30s, right? It has been a process for me. Like, it has been just times where I am, like, just so sad. Like, I've just been crying. I've journaled. I've just been down and out sad. Like, just like, oh my God, like, I'm grieving, right? Just the fact that I'm not where I thought I would be, at this point in my life. And I think about that now, and, it's still a journey, it is. But I think for me, like, I started to become, like, just really negative. Well, you guys know me as, like, more of a positive person. I always want to put out good things, on YouTube. On my channel, I want it to be an uplifting place, a positive place, a place that people can come and, like, feel encouraged and motivated, and, like, not, like, I don't like to relish in, like, negativity and, like, depression and, just, like, negative state. Like, I don't want to just, like, marinate in that. And that just goes for my life, but, just in general, how I live my life. But, in this instance, like, I really did have to go through my emotions. And I feel like that's also a part of, like, living in your feminine and, just kind of being, in alignment with your feminine nature, because, or, like, we talk about that a lot on this channel, just as women, right? And, it's not a must that you be, happy and positive all the time. And, I consider myself to be an optimist, but I'm also somebody who, I love authenticity and I want to live my life authentically. I don't like fakeness. I don't like, putting on charades and, feeling like I can't express myself fully, be myself fully in that moment, whatever it is that I'm feeling, being able to go through that. And I appreciate other people who are real with me, and who are authentic with me, and that's something that is really important to me. But in the same vein, back to what we were talking about, we're talking circles around here. But, like, going through your emotions is very, very important. If you are feeling sad, if you are feeling that, like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't think that this would be my life, as I'm approaching my 30s, like, I thought I would be here by now. I thought I would have this by now, and you're still, you're just feeling like almost like a failure. That's kind of how I felt. And I'm being honest about that, sharing that on camera with you guys, because I know for a fact I'm not alone. I've talked with so many friends about this. I have spoken, about this with women. I've heard women that have expressed, like, similar feelings, and, it's just such a real thing, a real part of life, a real part of just, just your journey in life, a lot of the times. And, there are some things that, some people won't experience, right? Like, this particular unique experience is one that, I know that I myself have felt and I'm going through, and I know others can relate to. But, like, my friend, for example, she's been married since she was 23, and she had known her husband since she was 19, for example, she'll never experience what I'm going through right now, right? Like on the opposite end, kind of what she's experiencing now, and like in recent years, because we're about the same age, was that she was all about her husband, her boyfriend at the time, before they got married. She was all about, him and just like their relationship, in her late teens and like early 20s. And then she became a wife, and, she was just so wrapped up in their relationship that she kind of felt like she didn't have like her own identity. She never had like her own independent, like woman era, or, for any lack of any better term. And independent meaning like just being a sole entity, like not being tied to anybody else, as far as relationships, as far as marriage, like just being you and not having like to be somebody's husband or wife at the same time, which I know, like for me, that's something that I know I'll never experience, like what she's going through, because she's had to, on the back end, kind of like do a lot of inner work and just like, set different things up for herself so that she can figure out, how she can, like, she's had to basically gain her own like identity and like independence, but while also being in her marriage, which she loves her husband. She, is happy in her marriage. It's not anything about that. It's just about just her not having that point in her life, that stage in her life before she entered, being married and being somebody's wife and having that whole other expectation, whereas for me, like, I feel like I've been single my entire life. I have done whatever I wanted to do. I've lived alone. I've lived with roommates. I've traveled. I've continued to travel. Like, I've not had to answer to anybody, as far as like a husband or a boyfriend on, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, how I'm moving my life forward, making decisions like that. I haven't had like that set of expectations on me. It's something I'm looking forward to, but I know for a fact, like, I'm not going to miss where I am now because I'm already experiencing this stage in my life. I have my own, like, I know who I am, and I know I'm going to grow and I'm going to change and all of those things. Of course, naturally it happens as we get older, but I know who I am. I've had that time to be just me, like just Nima, just a girl who's out here living life, who's got her YouTube channel that she comes on and she gabs on about whatever she feels like she wants to talk about, and I've dated, have experienced several different things, up to this point in my life. So I know that that's a very unique experience that, again, only some will be able to relate to. So all that to say, like, just don't always feel like the grass is greener on the other side. And along the lines of, again, the topic of this video, we talk in circles. I know. Such a girl. Staying positive in your single season. There is a lot of content out there, just that is just so negative about dating and about being single in 2023. I mean, at this time in our society, and I know at least in the US, and I feel like this is probably not too far off for a lot of other places in the world, single people outnumber married people, for the first time in history. And you could say like that's alarming, but it is what it is. Like, we are at a point where the men are frustrated, the women are frustrated, single people are staying single for a lot longer than, they have in prior, like, generations and even decades, right? Just a few decades ago. People are staying single longer. People are, opting out of marriage. And if you guys watch Love is Blind, that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm staying in tonight and I'm catching up on Love is Blind. And I'm just thinking to myself, some of these people, it really, what an indicator it is for me this season 5, is age truly is, like, I do think age does matter, to a degree though. Like, to a degree, I honestly feel like it matters less now than I used to think it did, because I have seen some younger people in their 20s be like so much more mature and so much more level-headed and so much more like ready for a relationship, like marriage, like not even a relationship, ready for marriage at a younger age than some of these people in their 30s. Like a lot of people in their 30s, especially mid and late 30s, are super duper jaded, like super duper jaded. And I've seen this, just in dating and, talking with friends and seeing, even some of my friends that have recently gotten married. And it sucks. Like, and even watching that show, like, I seen it and I'm just like, that sucks. Like, it is so sad because, just because you stayed single longer, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know what you want more. Like, and I know for me, like, I can say, like, I've been ready to get married for a minute now. And that's part of the reason that I even like came back from Korea when I did. I could have stayed another year. I thought about it, but I knew that I was ready to like come back and, settle, like stabilize myself and settle down in the sense of what settle down typically means, right? Like get married, start a family, like, all of those things. And I don't know, it's just very eye-opening. There's a lot of negativity right now out there on social media and, so many places where people are talking about how hard it is to date and all the crazy things that women do and all the crazy things that men do and, how you need to be ruthless in this dating market and you need to be acting this way and that way and you need to be, it's almost like men versus women and women versus men, and it's like it feels like just a very toxic, very like negative kind of like rhetoric that's going on in these social media streets, y'all, including YouTube. And I just decided like I don't want to participate in that kind of content anymore. And I would find myself, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, like I post stuff all the time. I post funny stuff. I post relatable things. A lot of times about, being single and dating out here and all of that. And I found myself posting things that were leaning more towards the negative. And I decided, no, I'm not going to participate in this type of content anymore. How can I be, trying to manifest this beautiful man, this beautiful marriage, this relationship that I'm wanting for myself. And then on the other hand, like posting negative things about, oh, how hard it is to date or how crazy men are or how crazy, dating is in 2023. Like, and even though, yeah, sure, you may have experienced some of those things, you may be able to relate to some of those things. We can laugh, we can joke, but I just don't feel like it's overall like helpful or beneficial for me when I am trying to manifest, the opposite of those things. Like I no longer want to participate in even joking like that. So I had made a video, I think I mentioned this previously, I made a video about how I have been dating for 10 years and actively, like, I'm not the type of person that was ever like necessarily like a casual dater. Like I always dated with the mindset of like, okay, could I see myself marrying this man? And when I started to see certain things or experiencing certain things from that person that was not in alignment, that's when I would be like, okay, no, I can't marry this man. Not really interested in this man. But yeah, I mean, hey, I've also made mistakes. I've definitely entertained people way longer than I should have, in relationships. And, but eventually, or not even eventually, because I am not the girl who has been with a man for 2 and 3 years, just in a relationship, like waiting for him to propose. I can't, I never could. Like, I mean, maybe when I was younger, I mean, obviously, like, if I was like 19 dating someone like my friend, I probably wouldn't be wanting to jump into getting married. I probably would have been okay with being a girlfriend for a minute and then being engaged for another minute and then getting married, kind of like she did. But I never had that experience. Like I just have never been in a long-term committed relationship with somebody for longer than like a year and some change. Like I just don't have it in me, especially after 25. That was me thinking to myself, I mean, when I moved back from Korea and I told y'all I had that mindset of like, I'm ready to like settle down and things. So I already was thinking that in my mind. you know, that, okay, the next relationship that I'm into, I could be with them for maybe a year, maybe a year and a half, get engaged, get married, that's fine. And then, you know, that had persisted, you know, ever since. And like, not that I wasn't interested in that before, but I didn't feel necessarily like the need to, like, I guess, set that time frame as much until after, like, at 25 or close to age 25. So essentially, yeah, like, that was me, and I feel like a lot of women can relate to this, and, you know, whether you express that or not. But yeah, guys, like, honestly, I don't want to participate in, like, any negative like rhetorics or, you know, commentaries or you know, just anything like related to dating and relationships. I want to start putting out more positive content about this and about thriving in your single season, and just ways to help us, things that, you know, we should be trying to, you know, do to just help us get to where we want to be, you know, and just in life, and yes, like also in our relationships. And I just feel like it's a lot more important than kind of what I'm starting to see a lot of, you know, on social media. And I caught myself, I'm gonna be honest, like I caught myself going down that rabbit hole, and I caught myself because I was like, wait a minute, like, no, like this is not in alignment. And, you know, I'm admittedly, like, I'm a hopeless romantic. I always say hopeless, but I don't like the hopeless part. I know that that's the term, but I am just a romantic. I'm a hopeful romantic, okay? I'm a hopeful romantic. But no, like, I'm always gonna have faith. I'm always gonna have hope. I may have, you know, moments where, you know, I'm sad, or, you know, things, you know, I'm human, just as we all are. I'm human. I may have times where I'm like, oh, you know, this made me feel some type of way, or things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. Like I told you guys, like this year I have been struggling, you know, with just accepting the fact that my life is the way that it is, and I don't know what the future has for me. But if I'm not married by the time I'm 30, am I gonna crumble up and die? Like, no. You know, I'm gonna keep thriving in my single season, and like, I don't know what my future holds. Like, I don't know what life is gonna look like, but I just know that no matter what, like, I'm creating a beautiful life for myself, and I'm going to always have hope. I'm going to always have faith that, you know, I am going to end up in the right marriage, in the right relationship with the right man, because I'm not gonna allow myself to be a part of anything other than that. I mean, I cannot allow myself to get, you know, intertwined with any man that is not the type of man that I want and need for myself. Like, I'm at the point where I know what I want. I know what I need. I know who I am. Am I still learning? All the time. One thing I thought, just when you think you know everything that you need to know. And I told you guys, like, I'm actively dating now, meaning like I'm proactively like going out more, and, you know, putting myself quote unquote out there more often, like kind of how I have been in the past. But I took a break from kind of actively dating for a minute this year because, you know, I was just in my feelings and all different types of things, right? And I had to focus on other things in my life. Like, it has been an interesting year. It has been a great year in so many ways, but, you know, the year's also not over, so we'll see. But yeah, I just kind of decided, okay, I'm gonna start putting myself back in kind of the swing of the dating scene again. I'm just doing my best, okay? And yeah, just keeping my standards high, and, you know, just doing my best, you know, out here to date with intention. And I don't know, I just wanted to come on with this message because I feel like, you know, this is the appropriate message for me today. You know, I think the more that you stay positive, and the more that you think, you know, continue to think highly of yourself, and believe that there are good people out there. Like, there are good men out there. There are, you know, men that want to, you know, give you all the things that you want and are looking for. And there are men that, you know, would appreciate being with a woman like you, and everything that you have to offer in a relationship. There are men that are looking for just that. I think the more that we stay positive, even when negative experiences do happen and we do come across that, the more that we're kind of able to just like kind of bounce back and be able to just be in a more positive mindset and a more positive like space. And I hope that that all made sense. I know I've been like rambling, but these are like my lifestyle videos where I just literally press play and I just talk. And we are in my house and we are talking on my couch, literally sitting on my couch. You guys see my TV in the background. I need to actually mount it up. I'm gonna try to do that before the end of the year. I would actually love to have a Christmas party. And I wanna do like more homemaking kind of content. I wanna show like more meal preps. I wanna show like shopping. I wanna show, you know, just more lifestyle content, like home decor. I wanna show just like, you know, the process of getting this apartment together. I would love to get like some curtains and mount the TV and just like, you know, make it really cute. Especially, I want to do like a girls, you know, little, maybe like Christmas party, pajama party or something. We'll do something. Or just like a wine night, like a Christmas party / wine and cheese night, something like that. So that'll be a fun video to make. Let me know if you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff. Definitely in the comments. And yeah, it's just an update on me in my, I guess, thriving in my single season kind of series. And yeah, just an update on my views on my life and I guess like where I'm at and what I'm doing and how I see myself moving forward. But yeah, I'm never losing hope. Always gonna be keeping an open mind and just continue to learn and continue to see, you know, certain patterns and see how I can best navigate through that. And I think that that's what we all should be doing. Hell, I mean, you need to keep an open mind. You need to continue to learn, continue to grow. I have some of my favorite YouTubers where I am always listening to their content. I am always taking notes. I'm reading books. I would love to do more like book reviews and different things like that. It's just the time. Where's the time? Like, I need to make the time for y'all. Okay? But hey, it's a lot. Like, y'all know I do a lot. Besides like working full-time, and I also have like some part-time work that I do, you know, being actively like social and going out and dating and all that kind of stuff. And then also making time to make these videos, and then also working as a travel agent on the side. And I just have so many things that I'm currently pursuing, but YouTube is definitely still a priority for me. And there's so much content that I want to make and make time for. So I am looking forward to the rest of the videos that I'll be putting up towards the end of the year. I also have, I'm also traveling. You guys know I love to travel. I'm also traveling. I have a really big trip coming up here soon that I'm excited to share more information with you guys about. And yeah, just so many exciting things. And life is bright. It's beautiful. It is, it's always just like continuously getting better. Like even when you have those dips, those low moments, like you always have another high coming. You know, and it just gets better and better and better. I think the more that we like see that for ourselves, the more that we continue to manifest, the more that we continue to, you know, be intentional about our thoughts and what we're consuming, and what we like, the thoughts that you actually act on and that you marinate on and that you choose to kind of like you know, set for yourself as like I guess like not a standard, that's not what I want to say, but basically you're going to have negative and positive thoughts all the time. But if you kind of let the negative just kind of like float away and you really, really focus on those positive thoughts and you try and reinforce those, the more and the more that will kind of tend to show up in your life. So that's where I'm at right now, and that's what I'm trying to do. And hope you guys like my hat. I just put it on for this video because it's new and I am loving it. I really am. It's giving early 2000s, like 2007 vibes. I don't know. I just used to love these hats as a little girl. Thought that all the girls that were wearing them like on TV and stuff like were so cool. And I just used to think like, oh my gosh, I should really just get a hat like this. I love it. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Stay happy, stay thriving, stay blessed, be motivated, all of that good stuff. And I love you. Bye.